Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a second semi-final match in the tournament to crown a new Pastgen Television Champion. Introducing first, he hails from Quahog, Rhode Island and weighs in tonight at 358 pounds. He is the current non-wrestlers champion, Peter Griffin. Well, Peter Griffin, what a run this man has been on. A lot of people may see the non-wrestlers championship as maybe a lesser or an inferior belt, but he has certainly eliminated that myth with his performances. A victory over the Big Show, and of course in the quarterfinals a victory over another former champion, Jeff Hardy. Peter Griffin really holding his own in this tournament. Just one more winner getting to the final. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponent. He hails from Venice Beach, California and weighs in tonight at 250 pounds. This is Sting. The Stinger, one of the all-time greats in the sport of professional wrestling. I'll tell you what, he's been on a great run himself. Victories over Triple H, and of course in the quarterfinals against Psycho Sid. Both of these men look unbeatable at the moment, but one of them isn't going to look unbeatable at the end of this match. It's really too close to call between these two. One thing is guaranteed though, whoever wins this match and goes on to the final will make a fantastic opponent for Brock Lesnar. We started with 16 men. After this match there's only going to be 2 remaining. Who is going to be one of those 2? Well, look at that, the Stinger showing his power. The big 350 odd pound Peter Griffin getting overpowered by the Stinger early going. Lateral press by Sting, shoulders down, and very early to go for a cover there on Griffin. The Stinger starting fast, starting with aggression and trying to build some momentum. Comes into the corner, but look at that, Griffin getting the elbow up. Nice reversal by Griffin. Now picking the Stinger up. And what a powerhouse Peter Griffin is. Such a versatile wrestler as well. We saw in that match against the Big Show, he's not just about power. When required, he can adapt his style to try and defeat any opponent, and that's what has made him such a great champion with that non-wrestler's belt. As Griffin goes behind now with a nice neck breaker on the Stinger. Could Griffin do the unthinkable? Could he go all the way in this tournament and hold both belts simultaneously? That is the question as he comes charging in again and really giving Sting a lot of problems in this match. A real hard time. And now look at this, the big side slam. He's finished many men off with that move. Shoulders down, covers made, and the Stinger managing to get the shoulder up and lives to fight on. Look at that. Stinger trying a reversal, comes charging in, but Griffin ducking out of the way, and now back on offense. Look at this, picking the Stinger up. Nice scoop slam there by Griffin. Well, this has been all Peter Griffin thus far. Sting, if you had to guess which one of these was not the professional wrestler, point a finger at Sting, because Peter Griffin has been absolutely unstoppable in this. Sting can't even get a look in this match. As Griffin continues this dominant performance, now sends Sting into the opposite corner. And now look at this, the huge posterior, the biggest posterior in the business. As Griffin now has Sting down on the canvas, goes to the middle rope. Look at that, the bonsai drop. And Griffin full of confidence, he's got every right to be. This one could be over here, and Stinger just about sticking in there. Griffin with a look of disbelief on his face. I thought he had it finished there, and so did Peter Griffin. But Sting with a little bit more left in the tank. He needs to do something soon. And maybe this is it now. The Stinger with strikes, trying to brawl with a big man. And look at this, Griffin sent tumbling down to the canvas. And now the Stinger comes charging in, takes him down, right hand, right to the face. And those extremely durable glasses of Peter Griffin, completely unbreakable. Sting now going to the top rope, but Griffin getting there first. It's been a nightmare thus far for Sting. Look at that though. Going for the nether regions. Now the Stinger comes charging in. Stinger splash. Sting now Irish whip, sending Griffin off the ride for the ropes. And making me muddle my words up. But look at this, Griffin back on his feet and fighting. Now sends Sting for the ride. Picks him up, another side slam and a cover.
1, 2.
Could Griffin be adding to that final nearly? Very, very nearly. Sting somehow staying in this match. I think anybody else took this level of punishment from Griffin, they'd be finished off by now, but Stinger really resilient. Now comes charging in, goes to the top rope, looking to hit a big move on Peter Griffin as he comes diving off. Well, hits the big splash, but didn't really get a full contact to that. He's delivered that move a lot better on previous occasions. He's going to have to execute a move a lot better than that to finish Griffin off. Goes behind with a face crusher though, does Sting. Just trying to gain his way back into this match. The Scorpion Deathlock. Well, that was completely out of nowhere.
1, 2.
Sting pulling off the Scorpion Deathlock out of nowhere. And ladies and gentlemen, we have got our second finalist. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the man known as Sting. Well, that was a real out of the blue ending there. Looked as if Peter Griffin was firmly in control, but Stinger out of nowhere pulling out that devastating Scorpion Deathlock, and there you see. Tomorrow night we will be crowning a new Pastgen Television Champion. To Brock Lesnar make it a record extending third reign, or will the man known as Sting prevail and walk out the new Pastgen Television Champion?